I think the most important thing to know is that this is our private club. Nobody can come here except for veterans. So it's our private club. It has specialty care for us, special groups just for us. We have our peers here who are being cared for, and we're being cared for also by fellow veterans. I mean, it's all special and all directed at us.
I think the most important thing that a veteran needs to know about VA healthcare is that it's for them.
They need to know that the VA is centered around the veteran.
A lot of times I hear stories in my everyday job about how they were told something 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or even 30 and 40 years ago, and they have never come back to the VA. And I tell them, hey, this is not your grandfather's VA. You need to come back and give us a try.
So why would a veteran not want to get into the care here? It's got a bit of a stigma to it, and it happened when I got out. I looked at the VA, it's like an old man's kind of place to go. It wasn't, oh, you know, you go hang out at the VA. No, that wasn't for me. At that time, I was 29. Now, when I look back on it, when I was 32 and getting enrolled in care, I actually enjoyed it. Again, it was almost like turning back to when I was in the military. You had that camaraderie, you'd run into some folks here and there, and, you know, you'd find an old Navy vet and say, hey, you know, I noticed you were Navy, or we'll give the Army guys a bunch of crud, and so on. It's just kind of like being back on active duty to me.
And another thing might be just that it's intimidating. It's a great big hospital. You come in, you don't know where to go. You wonder, what should I do? And the answer is, you come in the front door, you go straight to the reception desk there and say, I want to find out about how do I get VA care? What do I do?
There's a lot of myths and legends going on. Like, for example, I can't come here unless I'm disabled. I can't come here unless I was hurt in battle. I can't come here unless I served in battle. I can't come here unless I was in World War II. I've heard all kinds of things about why you can't come to the VA. Don't listen to the myths and legends. Come, find out what it's about.
You know, I didn't go to the VA for close to 50 years, probably 45 years. As I said, was a Vietnam veteran. I figured it, you know, I didn't want to take something that somebody who really needed it would be able to use. I didn't feel right in doing that.
For the stubborn veteran, if they're married or have a friend who knows them pretty well, I say just start kicking them in the butt and getting them up and getting them going. They need to get in here. Again, it's not always about the VA, it's about the person who's walking in the door. It's about that veteran. We don't know what might be going on or not going on, if they've got major health issues, if there's PTSD, but we need to get those people to the right place for the right reason. And those caregivers, you just gotta be vigilant. Just stay on them. We're doing this. You're getting in the car. I'm gonna drive you down there today. We're gonna get this taken care of and get it started.
Come and check us out. We have benefits for you. You don't want to miss on the opportunity to receive awesome benefits that are catered specifically for veterans. You've served your country, now let us serve you.
When you're a veteran, you know when you're talking to another veteran, you get a different answer than if you're talking to a civilian, someone who hasn't walked the trail. They haven't been through that experience. And when you come in here, when you come to the Cincinnati VA, the people by and large that you'll interact with are veterans who care, or people who care about veterans and have chosen to make their career of service at the VA as an employee of the VA.
Everybody here has a connection to the veterans some way, and I ask them that. I say, what's your connection to the veterans? Because I know I want to be treated by people who understand what I got going on. I mean, There's kids out there who have seen terrible things in their life. They're 19, 20 years old, and they've seen people die or seen their best friends get blown up. How do they talk to anybody outside of the VA about that? They have to talk to somebody here at the VA. Even if they're just in a peer group or maybe even sitting in the lobby with a guy that was in the same situation as they were. I mean, that's what the VA is all about. It gives you a specialty care for your special issues.
These are just a small portion of the things that the VA offers. So a veteran getting that information, I think they would be pleased with everything that the VA has to offer, because it's far more than the average veteran would believe or think.
I'm a patient advocate, and basically what that is a guy who sits and helps people resolve their issues. I take quite a few complaints during the day, also some compliments. I've wanted to be a patient advocate since I first walked in the door of the Cincinnati VA. I mean, sure, my title is patient advocate, but the whole VA is full of patient advocates. There's people here that will help you find out things, anything like that. I tell people, I teach a class, it's called Treating Veterans with Care, and I tell everybody that comes into that class, it's for new employees. I say, you are a patient advocate. Try and speak for the veteran on the issues that they have. And that's what a patient advocate does, is speak for them. But the thing about it is you have to say something to somebody. If you don't say something to somebody, they can't talk for you.
My Healthy Vet is an online service for veterans. It's an account that they can create. They can manage their health care pretty much through there. They can schedule appointments, they can refill prescriptions, they can see appointments they've got scheduled. They can also see labs, they can download the vast majority of their medical record from there as well. So they can kind of keep up on what is going on with them here at the VA.
We're vets, and we're there to help, and that's exactly what we do. You can go to, we got a lot of great hospitals in Greater Cincinnati, and we got a lot of good people who are in those hospitals. But when you walk in, you're just a patient. When you come to the VA, you're a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
I'm a 33-year VA employee here at the Cincinnati VA, and this is the best place to be.